beautiful makeup lovers, thanks for tuning in and welcome to my channel. Today I want to update you on my collaborative project pan that I'm doing together with my friend Mac over here on YouTube. I'm gonna link her video, like her intro, and she already did an update on that. Also this update video down below, and her new update video that we're now gonna do together, I'm also gonna link down below. So plenty of videos from Mac down below, that's awesome. And yeah, definitely jump also over there to see how she's doing on her project pan. And yeah, I would say let's get started just to see what I have to show. Okay, let's start off with complexion products because I did some progress there and I feel like that's maybe nice. Okay, so I have this foundation from Inglot in my project pan. And you know, when I started my project pan, I was like, how am I going to be able to tell if I make progress on it, because it doesn't seem like you can, until I realized it's one of those that goes up. And honestly, when I started with the foundation, it was almost full. I maybe used it like 2 or 3 times before that. So I started out here more or less, and now I walked up all the way here. I'm going to mark that later on. And yeah, that's the progress basically that I did on this one. I think that's pretty decent. I'm not someone who goes like in super hard with foundation and I'm like putting a huge layer, so that's pretty good for me within 2 months more or less. Yeah, I'm pretty confident with this one that I would be able to finish it up in the year and maybe even maybe start on a new one. Okay, let's go in with this one here. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the color C2. And actually this one, it looks like it's still full, but it's not. You know, the walls of these products, they always look like there's still plenty of it. But maybe you can see it's like absolutely empty. I don't know if you can actually tell by looking into it, but it's entirely empty, and I could maybe scrape out one more use out of it, but it's a pain in the ass and I don't want that in my life. So I declared this one finished. Actually, it was finished already a month ago. I already put in then this Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer in the color Porcelain. And this one is also almost finished actually. I don't know if you can tell with this one. It's also pretty empty as you can see, but I think I can use it 1 or 2 more times. So basically this one is almost empty as well, but I don't know, like maybe 1 or 2 more uses. And then I'm gonna add something else, but I don't know what yet. And this one, I actually started full, just to tell you the progress. Like this one was almost full. Maybe I used it like 2 or 3 times before that. And this one was like half full. So I finished up 1.5 concealers in 2 months. What's up, doc? Okay, okay, sorry, had to take a small doc break. Yeah, these two almost empty. So I used up 1.5 concealers in 2 months, but that's because I'm a very hefty concealer user. Like not too much foundation, but concealer I need a lot because I have not the best skin, trust me. So let's move on. The primer. I guess the primer you can also consider complexion. So this is the primer. When I used it, it was like putting it against the light and I saw that it was around here. But the thing is that every time when you squeeze this, the kind of product wanders up also on the walls of the product. So it's kind of impossible for me to tell where I'm at with this at the moment. But I'm guessing I'm around here. Like I made like almost half empty at the moment because I do prime quite a lot, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one because I have the feeling that it breaks me out. I don't know, I still have to investigate a bit more, but I kind of have the feeling it breaks me out a little, and that's not a look I prefer. So I will see. I keep it in a little bit longer, but maybe next time I will be here with another primer. Okay, so next up, let's start with face powders. Face powders, I actually have 2 in my project pan. I have the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. I have to be entirely honest, I didn't even use this once during my whole 2 months that I'm in my project pan. Maybe once or twice and I don't remember, but almost nothing I used up of this because I wanted to focus on this one. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Waterproof Powder in transparent, and that's how it looks like now. I think I took off a lot of things. I took pictures how they looked like when I started, so I think of this one I did, so I'm going to put that up here somewhere. the comparison. So this is how it looks like. I do think that this one in the next update, which will probably, like for me at least, be in the next 2 or 3 months, I think I will be able to show you an empty one. We will see. This one, yeah, it's pretty nice powder actually. Let's move on to other face powders, like, you know, bronzer and stuff. So this one, the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. So I have been using this one. I'm sorry if you hear the dog chewing on his bone, but nothing I can really do. Let's get back to the makeup. The Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. It looks like this now. Not very impressive, but you can see, I don't know if you can tell but you can see the rings, you know, you can see them. But I feel like I can see them already since like 2 or 3 months, and it's so annoying with this one because I have this one now since, like I use it since half a year probably every time I do my makeup. I rarely use another one. And it still doesn't have pan, and I don't know, like it's so much product in here apparently that I cannot hit pan on it. I'm not a strong bronzer person, to be honest, either. But I thought by now I would have hit pan on this one. So I hope the next time I'm showing this, I can hit pan on this. Okay, let's move forward with blush. Blush I did put in the Milani Baked Blush in the color Luminoso. This is how it looks now. The goal here is to get it less domed, and I feel like I did that. I think I took a picture, so I'm going to move a bit so you can see that. I think I achieved to undome it a bit more, but I feel like this one is going to be my Mount Everest in the project pan because I don't want to really take it out because I really do enjoy it. So if I ever can take a pan of blush, it's going to be this one. But on the other hand, I also think it's for sure going to take me, if I can do it, it's for sure going to take me the whole year. So maybe we can see some pan in this one when actually I have my final update on this project pan one day. But yeah, not today. Let's move on. Okay, what else? Highlight. I had this one from Becker. It's a mini version of the Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. That's how it looks like now. So this one has already pretty big dint in it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up because it's pretty reflective. But I think you can tell that this is a well-used highlight, and it's pretty much the only highlight I've been using these days. I really enjoy it, and I do think I can hit pan on this one throughout the project pan, probably even already like in like maybe 3-4 months. So maybe in my, not the next, but the one after this update, you will see some pan on this one because it actually uses up pretty well, but it's a mini, so it's a little bit cheating, but who cares? Let's get to an eye product that I also put in my project can, which is the Illamasqua, how are they called? Jewel Precision Ink Liner in the color Zircon, which has basically this color. I did use this once in a while, not too much often, like this is how it looks like. Like very pretty color, really like that one. But I haven't been using it as much as I thought I would, basically because I have all my project pen items in this box here, and it's always like laying on the floor, and then I'm always like, ah, true, you wanted to use this one, but then I already have my other liner on, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, I think this one will be getting definitely more use in the summer because it's definitely a summer vibe color. And I do like it, so I am still positive that I'll be able to finish this one because it's also pretty small, and I already finished up one of those ones, so I know it's doable, you know, it's doable. Okay, let's move on. Eyeshadow primer from, I have the Too Faced Shadow Insurance in my project pan. It's also one of those products, is actually impossible to know where it is. It is pretty light now. I think I'm like halfway through it maybe now. To be honest, I really don't know. Maybe I should the next time pick products that you can actually tell what's going on. But yeah, I'm sorry, but I cannot really tell you how far I've gotten with this. Okay, let's move on to lips. So I have this Linda Hallberg Fantastic in the color Bullseye in my project pan, and you can see not much. I didn't do really a lot of progress on it, which is basically due to the fact that I didn't really wear this one. Wow, that was a really terrible swatch. Linda doesn't deserve that. It's better. Yeah, it's a very hot red, honestly. If you put it on your lids, I'm more of a nude girl when it comes to the lips, so because I like my eyes to be intense, and it's kind of hard to pair a red lip to an intense eye look unless you do something like green maybe. So yeah, this one, I don't know how. I want to focus on this one at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be now, but I feel like this can be something very nice in the summer, you know, when it's like freaking hot here in Spain, and putting a very complicated eye look just doesn't make sense because it's gonna just melt off your face, as disgusting as it is, but that's gonna be the case. And then I'm probably gonna just vamp up my face with something like this, and then maybe this gets its big starring in the project pan. We will see. The other lip product that I put in here is this one from Fenty Beauty, the Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. It was now laying like this, so that's why usually, you know, you keep it like this, standing before you do a project pan update, so people can actually see where you're at. But I am more or less here. I know it's probably impossible to see on camera. Like I'm here, there is like a little line that I have going on here, and since the product is very thick, it's very hard to actually be able to, and I think, I know, that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, I hope, maybe when I do the picture and I put it up here, you can see where the line is. I'm gonna let it stand so that maybe you can see it. And this one goes pretty smooth. I don't have any problems reaching for this one. I reach for it almost daily, like every time I do my makeup. And even though I don't do my makeup, I'm just putting this on because I just love how it feels on the lips, and I just love how I look with it, you know. So this one, great thing, and I think I can definitely finish it with drawing out the project pan. Let's come to this palette here. I don't intend to pan the full palette, but I picked one shade in here that I want to pan, which is the shade Cigar up here. And I don't know how you can tell, but it has a pretty big dint in it. But lately, I am tending more towards using for my brows the color Fornax. Like I picked this for brows, you know. And because I was using the color Cigar quite a lot to do my brows, but lately I'm mixing more and more in Fornax, the black, and therefore it doesn't get as much use anymore as it used to, but I still think I can do quite some good damage throughout the year to it, and I'm positive I will be able to hit pan on this one. Let's move on to the singles that I picked out for my project pan, single eyeshadows. I have them all here. You see all the progress? I knew that the eyeshadows in the project pan are going to be my hardest thing to do, and actually I have to say that I realized these three here from Lethal Cosmetics, I'm going to take them out of the project pan. I'm going to show you the items I'm going to replace them with. But honestly, like the color Emerald, I really love it, but it's really a color that I use more like around, it's a really Christmassy color for me, which is probably pretty cliche, but that's how I use it. And I just don't see myself reaching for it too much over the summer. And even though it's a lovely color and I really like it, I also don't see myself wanting really to pan this. I think it's a color I want in my collection. I want to have option to have it always in my collection. Hello, dog. Hello. Please don't shake the camera. So I'm gonna take out the three Lethal Cosmetics ones. Emerald, I already explained, don't really want to pan it. Also pretty seasonal color for me. This one, how is it called actually? Fahrenheit. I just don't reach that much for colors like this, I realized. So, and I didn't want to have, eyeshadow is already gonna be hard for me to pan here. And I don't want to have one that even is gonna color-wise be hard for me to reach for. So I'm gonna pass this one down. And then I have the color Relapse here, which I put in the project pan to make myself like it a bit more, and I do like it more now, I really do, and I definitely found its use within my makeup routine, but it's definitely a use that will not make me able to pan it. So I'm also taking it out. I'm going to show you later on which items I chose to replace it. These three from Cllab Cosmetics, the color Fantasia, the color Sol, and the color Salamander. I do actually use them quite frequently because especially this color Fantasia pairs really well with the Novena palette that I also have in my project pan. So that's really nice. Also the color Sol, and I love to use the color Sol and Salamander just on their own together in an eye look. Of course with mattes, but as two shimmers together, and therefore I'm really happy to have them in there. I don't know if I can hit pan on them, but I do keep them in there because I do actually, since I have them, use them quite frequently, and I like that. So they're gonna stay. But no damage yet that actually is visible. Which is with the color Fantasia actually really surprising to me because I really used it a lot. Like this matte purple here, I used it so much, but I don't know. It's not showing any progress. Okay, the update on the Novena palette. This is how the Novena palette looks now. I have been focusing mainly on this color Dreamer, which I hope you can tell that it has quite of a dint in it. And also the color Rose Gold I have been focusing on. Like the color Dreamer I keep on using as an inner corner highlight for every look I'm doing. And the color Rose Gold I really like especially to wear in business environment because I think it's special enough to be nice, but not too much like, by the way, I'm wearing eyeshadow. And yeah, so in the mattes I did focus a bit on to use the color Volatile to deepen up my looks, but it doesn't really, you know, get me excited to use this color. I do definitely more love to reach for the color Love and Soul in here, and of course Celestial and White Shade are definitely the favorites in this palette, but I intentionally try to focus first on colors that are not straight up favorites in this palette, like the color Dreamer or Rose Gold, not because they're not good shades, they're beautiful, just because it's not the shades I would usually like, my eye jumps to when I reach for this palette. And I'm also trying to use the color Base all the time as a brow bone highlight with looks that I'm doing. So yeah, this is my progress on the Novena palette. No pan yet. I don't think in the next update we will see pan either. And if we ever gonna see pan, we're gonna see probably on the color Dreamer and Rose Gold. So yeah, I'm thinking to also start to focus a little bit more on the color Dazzling here. But I don't know yet. I need to see. Like it does have to have a purpose for me in my whole makeup routine. And I need to see about that. So yeah, I don't know if I can hit pan on every shade in the Novena palette throughout this project pan, but if I can hit pan on like 3-4 shades, I'm already feeling very accomplished, to be honest. It's also a little bit challenging to have an eyeshadow palette in your project pan if you have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So because I want to also focus on using more of my collection, but if you have one that you want to pan, it's, yeah, you have to kind of find the balance, you know. So I'm still happy that I have it in here, but I moved away from the thought that I will be able to pan all the shades in here, but want to focus on a few that I can sensibly pull into my makeup routine that I have with other palettes. Okay, now the dog is starting to play with his squeezy toy. So let me show you quickly which items I replaced. You already know these 3 from Cllab Cosmetics, and since all of those are assigned to, like, since it's a project Pantone, and every item that was chosen for the project pan was corresponding with one color of the year from Pantone. So I chose the color Fahrenheit, and therefore I'm gonna also replace it with a red, and it's gonna be this Kiko Milano nail polish. It's called nail polish. And yeah, this one, I don't know which color this is because I think it's the 62, I don't know. And it's like basically a red with a little bit of sparkle, like gold sparkle to it. I'm sorry if the camera moves, but the dog is wandering around and does not really care that there's a camera. And next up I have to exchange the color Ether from Cllab Cosmetics, which was Emerald, the color Emerald, and I'm going to replace it with this nail polish from Trended Up. I don't know, it's a German drugstore brand, to be honest. Very affordable. And yeah, this is a pretty nice color. I really love this color. I bought it like a month ago or something, and I really love it. And I'm going to replace it with this because I think it's more likely that I will finish up or at least do significant damage to this one rather than this one. And then the color Relapse, I'm going to replace with a color corrector from LA Girl, a green color corrector, because I use quite a lot of green color correcting on my spots under my makeup. So I thought, why not put it in the project pan instead of Relapse? So these were the products I replaced. I think I spoke about everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. And let me know in the comments down below if you are working on a project pan. What are your experiences with project panning? Do you have any kind of advice maybe? How to get a blush done faster? No. Anyway, just also don't forget to check out Meg's video that she's gonna be uploading and her 2 other ones in case you didn't see her intro. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of video. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, so I can see you in my next video. Bye bye!